in last lecture we have studied about various operators in Java programming language, and in today's session we will start with expressions. Actually, expression is nothing but any combination of variables, constants and operators arranged in a specific manner or arranged according to syntax of any programming language. That particular combination is called as expression. For example, consider expression a plus b multiplied by c. This is one expression, whereas a plus b into 2 minus c, this is another expression. So in this particular expression, a is a variable, b is a variable, c is a variable. Plus and multiplication, these two terms are nothing but operators. Plus is addition operator, this is multiplication operator, and a plus b, this is one these two operands are connected with the help of plus operator. Multiply by 2, this particular term is nothing but constant, minus c, c is also one variable. So such a combinations of variables, operators and constants, such a particular combination of variables, operators and constants are called as expressions. So in case of arithmetic expressions, expressions are combined with the help of arithmetic operators. In Java programming there are 5 various arithmetic operators: plus, minus, multiplication, division and remainder. Okay, so expressions combined with the help of this particular operators is called as arithmetic expressions. And actually expressions are represented in two forms: algebraic expressions and Java expressions. I will explain you these things with the help of example: algebraic expressions and Java expressions. In case of algebraic expression, let's consider one example: AB minus C, AB minus CD. This is one algebraic expression, and how this particular expression is represented in Java: AB, this is nothing but A multiplied by B, minus CD is represented as C multiplied by D. If there is no any sign in between them, that sign is multiplication. Consider another example: AB divided by C minus CD. This is another example, and how it is represented into Java: A multiplied by B divided by C minus C multiplied by D. In this way, algebraic expressions are represented in Java expressions. If any of the sign is missing, then if any of the sign is not included in between two variables, then that sign is nothing but multiplication sign. We need to consider it as multiplication sign and we need to represent it into Java expression. So in this way, arithmetic expressions are represented in Java programming language. Okay, now next point is how these expressions are evaluated. So next point is expression evaluation. Expression evaluation is nothing but a concept through which we will assign this expression to any of the variable and we will compute the result of expression. Assigning particular expression to any variable and computing the result of that particular expression is called as expression evaluation. For example, A into B minus C into D. Consider this particular expression. So assigning this particular expression to any of the variable and computing result of that particular expression is called as expression evaluation. So this is expression, this is given expression. Now assign the value of this particular expression to any of the variable. Consider variable x, int x is equals to A multiplied by B minus C multiplied by D. This particular thing is called as expression evaluation. Means currently this particular expression is assigned to x variable and if we'll assume value of a, b, c and d, we will get the result of x. So let's say consider value of a is equals to 5 and value of b is equals to 10, value of c is equals to 5 and value of d is equals to 5. So the value of expression x is equals to 5 multiplied by 10 minus 5 multiplied by 5. For evaluating this particular expression, we need to consider priority of operators. If we will consider arithmetic operators, there are various 5 operators in Java. So if we want to evaluate arithmetic expression, we need to consider priorities of operator. Priorities of operator is nothing but ranking of operator, or we can say if we want to evaluate this particular operator, there are 2 operators, multiplication and subtraction. Then which various operations I need to do first, and what is the second operator I need to perform. Means I need to consider multiplication first and I need to consider subtraction first. So I need to make a decision between multiplication and subtraction, that which operations should I need to do first. So for that I need to consider priorities of operator. So in arithmetic operations, multiplication is at highest priority, multiplication, division and remainder, these are at highest priorities, and addition and subtraction, these are at lowest priority if we will consider arithmetic operations. So in this case I need to do multiplication first, again this 5 into 5 multiplication first, and after that I need to do subtraction in between them. Why? Because subtraction is at lowest priority. So x is equals to 50 minus 25 and x is equals to 25. In this way I'll get the result of expression, and this whole procedure is called as expression evaluation. Assigning value of expression to particular variable, after that assuming values, or if values are given then no issue, we can consider that particular values, and getting the result of particular expression. This whole procedure is called as expression evaluation. Okay, now the next thing, so this is all about arithmetic expressions and how we can evaluate particular expression. Next concept is regarding automatic type conversions in expressions. Automatic type conversion in expression. So as I have already discussed, expression is nothing but any combination of constant variables and operators. So there may be variables of different type. Let's say if first variable is of integer type, second variable is of byte type, or third variable is of short type. If any of the variable is of different type, let's say integer, byte, short, if we'll consider 2 variables, one is of integer type, another variable is of byte type, then we need to consider both the operands or both the variables are of integer type, and we need to consider the result as of integer type. If any of the variable is of integer type and another variable is of short type, we need to consider both the variables are of integer type, and accordingly we need to compute the result. Same, if the variables are of integer, byte, short and char type, then we need to consider both the variables are of integer type and we need to compute the result accordingly. If one of the variable is of integer type and another variable is of long type, then we need to consider both the variables are of long type and accordingly we need to compute the result. Okay, if one of the variable is of float type and another variable is of long type, then we need to consider the result, means we need to consider the both variables are of float type, and accordingly we need to compute the result. And this type of conversion, that byte is considered as integer, short is considered as integer, again long is considered as float. This all conversion done automatically by JVM. So this particular conversion is called as automatic type conversion. Okay, and if we'll have one data type, one variable is of double type and another variable is of float type, then we need to consider both the data types are of double type, and accordingly we need to compute our result of expression. So this type of conversion is called as automatic type conversion. So this we need not to do anything in this. Actually JVM will do all the things automatically. We need not to consider any type. Actually byte is automatically converted into integer, short is automatically converted into integer. Okay, rather if we want to specify the things, then smaller data types are always converted into larger data type. This is what the simple thing that we need to remember in this particular type conversion. Okay, so this is about automatic type conversion. Next concept is regarding operator precedence and associativity. So operator precedence is the concept which will gives us the priority of operator, which operation needs to be done first and what about the next operation. So that ranking is given with the help of precedence term, and the associativity is nothing but the direction in which we need to perform the operation. Means we need to consider the operations from left to right, or we need to consider it from right to left. That direction is specified with the help of associativity. So these are the two terms, operator precedence and associativity. Precedence is nothing but a simple term, priority, and associativity is nothing but the direction, that is from left to right we need to consider the operation, or from right to left we need to consider the operations. So in Java programming there are various different operators. So we need to consider the ranking of operations and we need to consider the associativity of operations. So the highest priority is given to member selection operator, that is dot operator, which is one of the special operator. So first operator, that is dot operator, which is nothing but member selection operator. Member selection operator. Associativity, that is direction of operation, is from left to right and ranking is 1. So the ranking is 1 given to 3 various operators. Second one is function call operator, and third one is array member selection operator. Array member selection operator. So for member selection operator, for function call and array member selection operator, associativity is from left to right and ranking 1 is given. So highest priority is given to these 3 operators. Next one operator is unary minus minus, increment, decrement, logical not, ones complement and typecasting. First operator is unary minus, second one is increment operator, third one is decrement operator, after that logical not operator, after that ones complement and typecasting operator Associativity for these particular operators is from right to left and ranking given, that is priority for these particular operators is 2. So Third operator, that is binary operators, and which are arithmetic operators. Whenever we will consider arithmetic operator, multiplication, division and remainder, these three operators is having highest priority. If we have three operators present in our expression, then multiplication is at highest priority, after that division, after that remainder. In this particular sequence we need to consider our operations in particular expression. So first one is multiplication, after that division, and third one is modulus or remainder. Associativity is from left to right and ranking is 3. Next one is addition and subtraction. So these are again arithmetic operators. Associativity is from left to right and ranking 4 is given to that particular operators. Next one is left shift and right shift. So left shift and right shift, these are various bitwise operators. Left shift and right shift, these are various bitwise operators. Associativity given to these particular operators is from left to right and ranking number is 5. After that there are various relational operators, that is less than, greater than, less than equal to and greater than equal to. These are various relational operators and instance of each one of the special operator. So relational operators and instance of each one special operator. Associativity for this particular operators is from left to right and ranking is 6. After that equal to and not equal to, these two are again relational operators. Associativity for these two operators is from left to right, ranking number is 7. After that there are various bitwise and logical operators. So logical and is at highest priority, 8. Logical and after this is bitwise and after that XOR and bitwise OR. Bitwise and bitwise XOR and bitwise OR, these are having priority 8, 9 and 10. Bitwise and highest priority, after that bitwise XOR and after that bitwise OR. After that logical and logical OR, these two operators are there, and priority for logical AND is 11, priority for logical OR is 12. After that conditional operator is at priority 13, and associativity for all these operations is from left to right, whereas last operator is nothing but assignment operator. Associativity for assignment operator is from right to left, and ranking for assignment operator is lowest ranking, that is 14. So this is ranking given for various operators present in Java programming, as well as associativity provided for various operators present in Java programming. Okay, so this is about all the operators present in Java programming, or along with precedence and associativity given for this particular operator. Now next we will start with decision making statements in Java programming. Decision making statements, and decision making statement and branching statements in Java programming. So decision making statements are mainly useful to take decisions or to make decisions for particular execution of a block. So there are 3 if statements for taking decisions, and there is one switch statement for taking decisions. So if we will consider if statement, there is simple if statement, again another form, that is if else. Third form of if statement is nested if statements, and fourth form is else if ladder statement. As the name suggests, decision making or branching statements are mainly useful to select portion of a program or to select particular block of a statements in a program and execute that particular block only. If the condition is satisfied, then it will execute that particular block of a statements. If condition is not satisfied, it will not select that part and it will go to next part of a program. So these particular things is done in a Java with the help of decision making statements, and in Java there are 4 decision making statements. There are 4 if decision making statements are present and 1 switch statement is present for making decisions. So first if statement is simple if statement, and what is the syntax for that? If in bracket you need to provide condition, that is test condition 1. After that you need to write statements, that is Java statements, executable statements. Let's say statement 1. After that statement X. So I will explain you this particular thing, which is first simple if statement. If is a keyword. In opening round bracket and closing round bracket you need to provide test condition of if block. If this particular condition is true, it will enter into if block. It will execute these particular statements written into if block. If this particular condition is not satisfied, it will directly enter to the next statement after if block. So next statement after if block is statement X. So I will better explain you this concept with the help of flowchart. If block, starting of your program, that is nothing but entry. After that test condition of if block, test condition of if block. If we want to take decision, then we need to represent it into diamonds, as this is very similar to your C programming or C++ programming. After that, if this particular condition is true, then it will execute statement 1. If this is not satisfied, if this condition is not satisfied, it will comes out and it will execute statement X, and after that stop. So in this way, this particular block or this particular syntax is explained with the help of flowchart. This is simple syntax for if statement, if decision making statement. So I will explain you if block with the help of example. Let's consider a simple Java class. If example, class if example. In that, consider public static void main in bracket string args array, open curly brace. In that, declare variable int a is equals to 10, b is equals to 50. Int a is equals to 10, b is equals to 50. After that, make use of if decision making statement. If a is greater than b, so a is greater than b, this particular thing is called as expression, or this is condition provided for if block. After that, if a is greater than b, then what you need to specify? I need to write one statement, system.out.println. this s dot o dot p is nothing but system dot out dot println in bracket a is largest number, a is largest number and display value of a on screen, that is simply a. Okay, and after if block just display both values, that is a is equals to in variable a system dot out dot println and b is equals to in variable b, and just close bracket of main and close bracket of class. As usual, you need to save your program by if example dot java. For compilation, java c space if example dot java, enter. For execution, java space if example after that enter. So you will get a is greater than b. This condition is not satisfied as value of a is 10 and value of b is 50. So 10 is not greater than 50, it will comes out of if block. So condition is not satisfied, so cursor will comes out of if block. So there are two statements out of if block. A is equals to, it will display value of a, b is equals to, it will display value of b on screen, and then it will just close the bracket of main and close the bracket of class. So for this particular program you will get output as value of a on screen and value of b on screen. But if you will change value of a, that is a is equals to 100, b is equals to 50. Now if key condition that a is greater than b, this is satisfied and this will become true. So it will comes into if block. So system dot out dot println, it will print a is largest and print value of a, that is 100 on screen. So this is why, because condition is satisfied, and after that it will display value of a as well as value of b, that is 150 on screen. So this is simple if statements, if decision making statement. So second type of statement is if else. Second type of statement is if else. So if this particular condition is satisfied, do this thing. If condition is not satisfied, do next thing. So how this is specified? For the same, syntax is if in bracket test condition, after that you need to provide else block. If this particular condition is satisfied, cursor will enter into if block. If condition is not satisfied, cursor will immediately move to else block. So else opening curly brace, closing curly brace. So this is syntax for if else statements. Okay. So if a is greater than b, system dot out dot print. For example, I will continue with the same example. Consider class if example, or if you want to modify, consider it as if else example. If else example. Consider two variables in main, a is equals to 100, b is equals to 50. If a is greater than b, system dot out dot println a is largest number, else you need to provide else block, else system dot out dot println b is largest number, and you need to print value of b. So this is simple example of if else statement. If there is only one statement in if block, or there is only one statement in else block, if you will not use curly braces, then also it will work. If there are multiple statements in if block, you need to provide curly braces, but if it is only one statement, then you need not to provide you curly braces for if or else block. So this is regarding if else statements. Okay. So next thing, third if statement is nested if statement. Third if statement is nested if statement. As the name suggests, in nested if statement, multiple if statements are nested in one single if statement. So, third if statement is nested if statement. Syntax for this: if test condition, if this particular condition is satisfied, it will enter inside if block, and in that if block one more if block is present. So if condition, if this particular condition is satisfied, or if this particular condition is not satisfied, or one more if is there, if test condition, after that for if else. So this particular thing is called as nested if statement. If one if is nested inside another if, then that particular condition is called as nested if statements. If one if block is present inside another if block, then that particular condition is called as nested if statements. For example, consider one Java class. For example, consider one Java class nested. In that, consider public static void main. Inside that, declare variables integer a is equals to 50, b is equals to 100, and c is equals to 10. Okay, so there are three variables are of integer type. Consider if block. If a is greater than b, and if a is greater than c. If a is greater than b and a is greater than c, then what you need to display? System.out.println a is largest number. A is largest number, and you need to display value of a on screen. Else what you need to display? System.out.println c is largest number, and you need to display value of c on screen. Else c is largest number, and you need to display value of c on screen. So if this condition is not satisfied, then if a is greater than b, if this condition is not satisfied, then also it will enter into another if block, that is if b is greater than a, then if b is greater than a or b is greater than c. If b is greater than a or b is greater than c, then what you need to display? B is largest number, else c is largest number. Then what you need to display? B is largest number, system.out.println b is largest number, and you need to display value of b on screen. Okay, else what you need to display? C is largest number, c is largest number, and you need to display value of c on screen. After that, close bracket of if, close bracket of main, and close bracket of class. So this is a simple example of nested if statements. Okay, so this is a type of third if statement, and there is one more if statement, that is else if ladder. There is one more if statement, that is else if ladder. Okay, so what is the syntax of this statement? If this condition is satisfied, if test condition, if this is not satisfied, then else if test condition, else if test condition 1, test condition 2, test condition 3 dash dash dash, else if test condition nth, after that else, that will be default case. So in this way else if ladder works. So if test condition is satisfied, it will execute that particular block. If this condition is not satisfied, it will just check about this condition, test condition 2. If this condition will satisfied, it will select this particular portion for execution and it will execute this particular portion. If this condition is not satisfied, it will enter into third, else if condition 3, it will select this particular portion for execution and it will execute that. So this will continue till nth condition. You can enter any nth conditions for this. So this particular syntax is called as else if ladder. If any of the condition is not satisfied, it will select default else block for execution. If any of the condition is not satisfied, it will only select else block for execution and it will execute that particular block and display the result for same. Okay. So for this statement 4, else if ladder, we will consider the scenario of grading system or we will consider the scenario of marking system. So for example, if the marks of students are in between 80 to 100, then that marks are classified as distinction or honor. If marks are in between 60 to 80, then that is first class. If marks are in between 50 to 60, then that is second class. And marks are in between 40 to 50, then that is first class. And marks are in between below 40, if marks are, that is 40 to 50, that class is classified as third class. And if marks are below 40, then that is fail. So I need to execute this marking system or this grading system with the help of else if ladder. So for execution of this grading system with the help of else if ladder, how we can achieve this? For that we need to consider class first. Say let's say class grading system, that is GS, class grading system. Inside that declare public static void main. Inside that declare variable for marks int m. Then you need to read marks of students from user. So for that you need to use a scanner class. So you need to import util package for that. Import java.util.star. Create object of scanner class. Scanner sc is equals to new scanner in bracket system.in. Read marks of a user from marks of a student from user, that is display one message on screen. System.out.println. Enter marks of a student. Enter marks of a students. M is equals to sc.nextInt, which is one method of scanner class. Read marks of a student from user. M is equals to sc.nextInt. After that what you need to do? You need to use else if ladder. So if m is greater than or equal to 80 and m is less than 100, marks are greater than or equal to 80 and less than 100, or m is greater than 79 or less than or equals to 100, then what you need to display? System.out.println. If it is only one statement, we need not to specify curly braces. Then what you need to display? System.out.println distinction clause or honor class. Okay. Else if m is greater than 60, it's 59 and m is less than or equals to 80, it is less than 80, then system.out.println first class. Else if now the case is for second class, m is greater than 49 and m is less than 60, then system.out.println, it is second class. Else if m is greater than 39 and m less than 50, then what you need to display? It is third class. And else what you need to display? That is default class. Else system.out.println fail. So in this way you can prepare grading system with the help of else if ladder. Okay, so this is about if decision making statement in Java program.